Hello and welcome into tonight's edition of the Arizona State Sun Devils Insider Podcast. My name is Kevin Hicks, and I am your lead beat writer for the Arizona State Sun Devils on SI. And I am so grateful to be joining you on this Tuesday night. We are done with the first day of Arizona State practice this week for the football game this Saturday against the Houston Cougars. Number 24 Arizona State has the inside track to reach another Big 12 title game in their second year as members. And I could not be more excited to cover this game once again. Only 5 games left in the regular season. If they go 5-0, they are likely back in the Big 12 title game. And one more tidbit before we switch gears into talking about basketball season. John Gambadoro of Arizona Sports reported on X/Twitter on Tuesday night, just about an hour ago, that he has heard that it is doubtful that Jordan Tyson plays this week. So that could be a major development. Stay tuned for Arizona State on SI. We will be getting you the player availability report as soon as it drops tomorrow, or as of this recording dropping tonight at 7 p.m. AZT. It's going to be a wild ride. If Jordan Tyson doesn't go, Jared Hamilton, Shimon Mateer, Malik McClain possibly, Jalen Moss, there are several guys that can step in and make an impact. And I believe they can still withstand Houston even without Tyson, but that is a massive loss if he is unable to go. There's no denying that. And that's a perfect segue into today's show. We are going to be talking about men's basketball and women's basketball. The Big 12 Media Days are being held right now. The Women's Media Day was held earlier on Tuesday, while the Men's Media Day is being held on Wednesday. Arizona State men's basketball has already been predicted to finish dead last in the conference, 16th place. And I have been a general big proponent of the men's team being a little better than people are giving them credit for. I obviously have not seen a practice yet. I do not know how this team is gelling. Probably going to have to wait for the most part until the opening game. Probably even Gonzaga to make a real judgment about this team because they play a lot of games that they should win right away. I just think that people are looking at the team and they don't see those 5-star talents like last year with Jaden Quaintance and Jocelyn Sannon. They see a lot of international players and don't recognize the production that these guys have put forth overseas. They're looking at players like Mo Odom and Marcus Adams Jr. as mid-major players, and not that they made the jump to Power 4 for a reason, Power 5. I think that I'm not going to say that they're going to be competing to finish in the top half of the conference. I'm not going that far, but I believe that they could be better than teams such as Colorado, Utah, UCF, possibly even maybe a TCU, maybe an Oklahoma State. I think it's possible. I'm not going to make any firm assessments yet, but I do believe in Bobby Hurley, especially when he's coaching with his back against the wall like he is right now. And season opener on November 4th for the Sun Devils. They open up against Southern Utah. Then they play Utah Tech. Then I believe it's the game against Gonzaga at home at Desert Financial Arena the day before Arizona State football plays their homecoming game against West Virginia. So that's a neat thing. Now I'm going to talk about women's basketball. I talked a little bit about what I observed at Molly Miller's media availability last Thursday. I was very impressed with what she had to say with her vision. And if you followed me for this whole time that I've been the beat writer for Arizona State on SI, I've been very high on the culture shifting in general. I've been talking about this since June. Honestly, ever since Molly Miller got hired, before I even started covering the team, I've been high on this hire. She just wins everywhere she goes. Drury College was her alma mater. She coached there for several years. I believe it was 6 years. Grand Canyon coached for 4 years, I believe. So 10 total years, almost 300 victories. That's almost 30 wins a season. and I have to keep on hammering that down. But that is incredibly impressive. I don't care what level of basketball you're coaching, that's impressive. That shows that you know what you're doing. That shows that you know how to build a foundation. That shows you know how to identify what players to target and how to utilize them. That just shows so much. That shows that you know how to put a coaching staff around you. And I think that this is going to translate very, very well for Molly Miller. It might not right away, as the Lady Sun Devils were picked to finish 11th in the conference out of 16 teams. I, for one, think that they could push to finish top 7, 8, maybe even 6. I think they have the talent to. I think McKenna Brackens is going to be a breakout player in this league this season, just like Molly Miller said. The UNLV, 2-year UNLV forward, averaged about 10 points a game last year, but had some very, very clutch moments, improved game by game as the year went on. And we talked to McKenna last week, and I think that she's very excited to be joining this team. I think that the camaraderie is very, very good within the basketball team in 2025-26. And I, for one, feel very, very good about Brackens as a breakout. For two, Gabby Elliott. She's another player that made the trip to Kansas City for media days. And Gabby Elliott is a proven Power 4 player. She spent her whole career in Power 4. Averaged 13 a game last season. Has been up and down as a three-point shooter, but was a little up last year. And I think that bringing in that veteran presence, the proven commodity, is very, very massive for Molly Miller. I think last year Poa is going to be a breakout player. She didn't get much run at LSU the last couple of seasons, but the talent is there. I think just needed a change of scenery. We'll see what happens, but I am very high on Poa as well. Just this team as a whole. Acacia Hayes, 3-year star at Western Kentucky, averaged about 13 points a game last season, I believe. I just like this team. I think this team is going to bring a physical edge to the court every night. I think they're going to compete no matter who they play every single night, which is absolutely paramount in college basketball. You can't let up against anybody. I think that Molly Miller's culture has already started to seep in to multiple arenas. I think that she says all the right things and she matches what she says as well. I think that the roster is a good blend of offense, defense, inside, outside, athletic, strong. I guess strong and athletic go hand in hand, but you know what I mean. There's some great athletes on this team, some great verticals and all that, and there's some big time bruisers that aren't afraid to put their shoulder down and draw contact, get to the line. I'm just very impressed with what I've seen, and the men's and women's programs have the potential to surprise people this season. It might be a little bit harder for the men's program to surprise people, considering that you have Brigham Young, you have Arizona, you have Houston, you have Kansas, you have Baylor, you have Cincinnati, you have Iowa State. Even a team like TCU could be interesting. It's just going to be an absolute bloodbath almost every single night in the Big 12. Even the teams like UCF and Utah that I think they can be better than, they are not pushovers. They're just unfortunately not rostering Darren Peterson or AJ Debansa or Koa Pete or Jacob Toppin. JT Toppin, yeah. They just don't have those guys, and that's completely fine. But the Big 12 is just unbelievable, especially in the men's realm. In the women's realm, it's competitive as well, but I have faith in both Bobby Hurley and Molly Miller. That's my main takeaway from Molly Miller from Media Day earlier today, and I believe that Bobby Hurley will have a great day at the men's Media Day. And I will check in with you a little bit about what Bobby has to say in the morning in tomorrow's edition of the Sun Devil Insider podcast, as well as a potential update on Arizona State injuries. But until then, thank you so much for tuning in today, and I will see you all tomorrow with a new show.